and welcome back to my channel. Today I was playing with the Turquoise palette from BH Cosmetics Birthstone series. This is a really beautiful palette. I love the color story and I love the variety, and I had a lot of fun creating this look, and I was very impressed by the shadow quality. So if you'd like to see how I did this using this, then stick around and I'll show you. And if you haven't been here before, hello, my name is Rachel. I'm just a homeschooling stay-at-home mom who loves to play with colorful eyeshadow. So if you also like that and you'd like to see tutorials on other colorful content on your timeline, then please like and subscribe, and you can find me on Instagram at Shimmers and Silver. Now let's get right to it. Okay, so as you can see, I did this eye first, which is not typical for my tutorials. Usually I do both eyes as we go, but I thought I would just try it out to, channel Steph's beauty stash for a second here and do one eye first and then let you see how that eye was created over here. So we're just going to dip into the palette and start the second eye. First, I'm taking a fluffy blending brush and I'm gonna dip into the matte peach shade here called Friendly. And I'm gonna use this as a transition color. This is not an important step. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I'm gonna start it in my outer, under the brow bone area, and just blend it in the crease and up towards the brow bone as a transition shade. This shade will mainly be covered up by the rest of the halo eye. So if you don't want to do this, you totally don't have to. If you prefer a very light line up at your brow bone, then you might want to skip this stage. But I decided to throw it in here because I wanted to test all of the actual shadows in the palette, and I didn't really have a purpose for this shadow other than as a transition. So I don't usually do transition shades on halo eyes. I usually start with the color in the corners and then blend it out, and that sort of becomes my transition shade. But again, today I just wanted to use all the shadows and see how they perform. So all right, now I'm taking a small pencil brush and I'm dipping into Good Vibes, which is the blue matte. And this, of course, is like the main part of the halo eye. So I'm gonna start it in the inner corner, place it down pretty heavily. This is a really, really pretty blue shade. Not only is it just a really gorgeous color, but it also is behaving so nicely. It's creamy and it's blendable and it's smooth. Yesterday I used the Opal palette from the Birthstone series, and I expected that palette would be very dull for me. I was not expecting to like it, and I was extremely pleasantly surprised by two of the shadows in that palette for the same reason. They were just really well done. Really, really nice shadows. And this blue is the same thing. This blue is great. I know some companies just don't do blues very well. I'm not sure why. BH Cosmetics seems to have figured out the formula for blue. They've got it down. So over here I'm creating the cat eye shape that I like. And really I'm just placing down the color. I'm gonna blend it out in a minute. When I do halo eyes, I don't like to carry the dark color all the way across and cap off the lid. I like to have a separate space so that there's more of a lighter area in the center. So I'm not gonna drag it through. And now with a detail crease brush from e.l.f., I'm just softening out these edges. Okay, with as Angie would say, is that a cat hair? It's not, it's a dog hair. They're everywhere. We have a Border Collie Springer Spaniel mix. I think she's called a Sprawly. She's the sweetest dog ever. She has the best temperament, best personality. She's intelligent, she's very protective. She also has a lot of hair, a lot of it. And between me and my postpartum hair loss and the dog, I have to vacuum all the time. It's crazy. I'm taking a flat shader brush and I'm dipping into the hero shade called Turquoise. I'm gonna dip into the pan and then spray the brush. Now this, of course, is the spotlight, so I'm gonna place this on the center of my lid, out to meet the edges of the blue. And I want this to carry up into the crease as well. So I'm really just placing down the color and then I'll blend it out in a minute. First I'm gonna blend it with that detail crease brush. I'm gonna blend the two colors together and blend it out into my transition color and just blend everywhere. Then I will take the blue matte and add in a little bit. So going back into the small blending brush and the color Good Vibes, which is the blue matte, I'm just adding it in and adding to where that shimmer begins, just to help it transition. And now it's time for the lower lash line. With a smudger brush, I'm dipping into the brown matte called Ambitious. And I'm going to place this on my lower lash line in the outer corner. I'm going to bring it about halfway under. This is another really, really nice shade. I'm really impressed with this palette. It's done very nicely. The only thing I would say is I'm a little surprised I'm glad they have this deepening shade. This is a great deepening shade and it would work with all of the colors in here. But I'm a little surprised that they didn't go for black or maybe a super brown black. Because natural turquoise does have little seams of more of a black color, but I'm not complaining because I think that every color they chose here is great. I would have replaced the crappy glitter with a black. This is a really beautiful brown. I recently got the Blueberry Muffin palette and I was very impressed by the browns in that as well. Now with a flat angled brush, I'm dipping into the gold shimmer. It's called Wise, and I'm going to spray it. This may not surprise you, but it's another shade in this palette, which has really impressed me. If you watched, I did 1 or 2 videos using the BH Cosmetics Weekend Vibes palette, and I ended up decluttering that palette, but there was one shade in it that really made it hard to declutter, and that was a shimmery yellow. And this, for me, replaces that shade. This is a little more gold, that one was a little more yellow, but it was done so well I didn't want to get rid of it, but I also didn't want to keep like a 20 pan palette just for one shadow. So I'm glad that this palette has a little replacement for me. I have to admit, I'm really tempted to take the gold on my finger and dip it in the center of my halo eye. But I don't think I will because I think it might end up clashing with the blue shimmer. I am tempted. But I think I'll keep it as is. I'll just have that gold on the lower lash line inner corner, and it's so striking right there. I kind of just want to do like a blue gold look because you can see in the corner where they meet how beautiful they look together. I just think in this eye look with a halo eye, I don't want to create confusion. I want, yeah. And now finally with a small pencil brush, I'm dipping into the peachy shade, which is called Influential. Peachy Shimmer. And this is my inner corner highlight color. Now I almost always spray my shimmers. I haven't sprayed this one right now because I'm almost out of setting spray and I don't want to use it up on an inner corner highlight. Now if this were an all matte look, I would definitely use my setting spray for an inner corner highlight because that pop of shimmer would just kind of carry the look into the next level. But this look already has some gorgeous shimmer effect from the other ones that I did spray, so I'm gonna just leave it. And now with a gold, this is a Marigold eyeliner. This is Toucan Do It from ColourPop. I'm gonna line my lower waterline. I'm gonna start it in the inner corner because I have a little bit of brown shadow that's carried up in the outer corner, so I'm gonna start on the inner to really meet and match that gold. Look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. And then I'll drag it out to the outer. Because out here it's gonna mingle a little bit with the brown. This is basically the cream gel liner equivalent of this inner corner gold. I love the ColourPop Crown Gel liners, they're so good. Alright, that's about it. I'm gonna add on some black eyeliner and mascara and then I'll be back. And here's the finished look. I did take some black eyeliner and did a wing up top and I put on some mascara and setting spray and that's about all. I have to say I'm very impressed with the quality of these shadows. This is a really great palette. I love the color story. It's got variety, it's got depth, it's got different tones. So yeah, I would recommend this palette if you've had your eye on it. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I like the eye look and the way it turned out. I hope you did too. Please let me know if you actually try it yourself. And don't forget that you can like and subscribe and find me on Instagram at Shimmers and Silver. So until we see each other again, have a great day. Bye! And drop my palette.